Hi, I'm Lee Irwin, the founder of Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs. I'm so happy you're here today. Let's talk about how to take a month off in your business without it falling apart. How many of you have ever been able to do this, to take an extended period of time where you did something that was so important to you? Maybe just take a complete ebb time where you reconnect, recharge. Maybe you were spending time with some loved ones, really important people to you. And that's what I did. Last month in July, I took the entire month off to be with my beloved son and his first child. So my grandson was born in July, and I got to be there for the birth and then to take care of my son and his wife and just sit with the baby and be in, newborn bliss, really, connecting with that special place and just having fun with my son, hanging out with him and, sharing memories of when he was a baby and finding out things I didn't know about him, and he found out things about me and about himself as a baby. So just so sweet. And isn't that the dream, really? When we become entrepreneurs, when we start our own business, part of the dream is, and what we're promised by some other people in the field, they'll say, you get to sit on the beach and wiggle your toes in the sand and money just flows into your bank account. And that sounds great. When I talk to entrepreneurs, the one thing I hear from them over and over, besides I want to share my message with the world, is I want freedom. And that is freedom. That's what we're talking about today. So here's what happened. I took July off. I just got back to the office this week. It's the first week of August. And the first thing I did was schedule a conversation with my virtual assistant. And of course, I wanted to find out, let's assess, how did the month go? And you know what? It went fantastic. And I'll tell you why in just a minute. So here, just a couple of the awesome things we were celebrating. One, I collaborated with two amazing thought leaders in the coaching industry and supported them. I enrolled some women, some amazing women, into my new mastermind that starts in September. And you know what? Money did roll into my bank account, my business bank account. So all of those things happened while I was enjoying this special time with my family. And I've wanted this for years. I've dreamed of this too as a business owner, but it never happened. So when I got home this week, I was thinking, what changed? What made this possible? And that's what I want to share with you today. So what changed is I started on this not knowing where I was headed, because I didn't know that my son was going to get pregnant. And it's kind of a miracle. But that's a different story. And what I did know was that I needed to create more space in my business, more space for self-care, more space for creativity. So I did, in January last year, I wrote a blog post that said why I'm not conquering the world in 2016. And what I decided was I'd been on this runaway train, is what it felt like, trying to do everything that I was told I was supposed to be doing to build my business. And it was just crazy making. I had a crazy busy schedule. I was trying to be on every social media platform. I was writing a blog. I had clients pretty much back to back. I would skip lunch sometimes. So, you may be able to relate to this. I think a lot of you can. So what happened? So I did a brain dump with my virtual assistant. We got on the phone, and here's what I learned. You can't organize clutter. You just have to get rid of it. So the brain dump was like pulling everything out of the closet, and just putting it on the floor. It was a huge piles and piles and piles of stuff that I was doing. And the question, so we applied 3 filters, and I'll share those with you now. The questions were, number 1, what is working? And for me, that was doing my cake, coaching with a small handful of VIP clients, developing programs to serve my tribe, and what was the other thing? Well, it wasn't social media. So that was the second question. What do I need to get rid of? What is not working? What's not bringing me alive? What is it I'm doing that I'm just doing because I think I'm supposed to, or I should, or someone else told me to do it? Well, there were a lot of those things, and I'll just mention a couple. Being on Google+, gone. Being on Pinterest, even though it's a fantastic platform, it was a time suck. And it wasn't bringing the results I wanted. So that went into deep storage. What else wasn't working? Back-to-back clients, and not having enough time off, and not having enough a concentrated time, like expansive time, to go spend time in the woods, to be able to think creative thoughts, to just what I call follow my nose. So that kind of schedule, had to get rid of that. Also bookkeeping, had to get rid of that. And the third question is, what is missing that would be divinely aligned for you? And what came to me over the next 5 months, so in May of last year, I was guided to start this Facebook group, Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs, which has been fantastic. I also increased my self-care, got massages every month, Reiki treatments every month, got my healthy eating plan system in place, and spend more time with my husband and friends and family. And I gave myself what was missing was a patient timeline. So I gave myself the entire year of 2016 to develop a program, Divine Business Mastery, and then to launch it in 2017, run it for 6 months, and then be able to start my mastermind. So all of that is happening now. I'm reaping what I sowed, right? And here's the truth. Let me just give you, this is the key point. Instead of the analogy, how we'll say, oh, well, I'll just put that on the back burner. So we have all these ideas. We're so creative, and we're bombarded really with more and more and more ideas of what we can do. Just because we can do it doesn't mean we should be doing it. Of things we can do to grow our business. So I was inundated, flooded with those ideas, just like you probably all are. And instead of putting those, having 2 things on the front burner, I don't know about you, but my stove only has 4 burners. You might have 6 burners. You're probably, with so many ideas, you've got 6 pots going on the burners. You've got a slow cooker. You've got the grill going outside. You stuck some stuff in the microwave to cook it really fast, and you've got some things defrosting in the refrigerator, right? And a convection oven. and you're running back and forth and trying to stir all the pots and keep everything going. And it's crazy making. That is for sure. And it will not get you the results you want. I'm here to tell you, after 16 years, that is not the way. So instead of back burner, think of your business as being 2 things on the front burner, maybe 2 things on the back burners, and everything else goes into deep storage. So just imagine putting it deep, deep in the freezer. And you can pull it out later if you want to. But here's the thing. I was scared. I was really scared to, first of all, it was discouraging to see all the things I was trying to do. And I was afraid to let go of those things. But with the help of my virtual assistant and her patience, she showed me that we're not really getting rid of them. We're just putting them into deep storage and we can pull them out later. So, you know what? A year and a half later, when I reevaluated, most of the things I put into deep storage, actually everything, did not come back out. And I was able to focus on just the things that are important, just the things that bring me alive, and just the things that help grow my business and bring in the income that I want. So the surprise for me, that was sort of a surprise, but the biggest surprise is the heart of my vision didn't change. Just the how changed. And it's changed the way I live my life. Now I get monthly massages. I get monthly Reiki treatments. I have a date night with my husband every week. I take Fridays off. I have a 3-day weekend. I take the last week of the month off. And I don't want to go into all of those details, even though it's getting a handle on your schedule is thrilling and makes a huge difference in your business and in your, obviously, in your personal life. I'm going to talk about that next week. So next Thursday's Facebook Live, I'll be talking about how to get a handle on your schedule, and I've got some concrete tips for how to do that. You're going to love it. But yeah, so that's my tip for today. Get things off the back burner and put them in deep storage. Do a brain dump. Ask yourself those 3 questions. What's working? What do I need to get rid of? And what's missing that would be divinely aligned for me? Yeah, so that's it. Love to have more of your friends join Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs. So if you have friends who are conscious, heart-centered business owners, holistic healers, coaches, please invite them to join us. We love our tribe getting filled with our sisters. So remember this: own your greatness, embody your mission. The time is now. Love you all.